Please support the Feral Druid army. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. Meow.
Yo, what's up guys, it's Olfis, and today I'm bringing you a beginner's guide for Feral Druid PvP. I've had a lot of people message me saying that it's tough for them to get started and keep up the rotation, and you know, there's a few different problems, a lot of stuff to juggle, so this talent build right here features a nice, easy to maintain spec that I think a lot of you who want to get started in Feral Druid PvP will enjoy. You're able to spread a lot of bleeds, you have a very strong ferocious bite, and it's very easy to maintain. So I hope you guys are excited. Don't forget to join the Feral Druid army and subscribe, and if you have any questions, catch me on the live stream or leave them in the comments. Let's get into the talents first, then we'll work our way into the honor talents, rotation, and everything else after that. Let's do it. Alright, so let me just say right now that this build is meant for Battlegrounds, and it's meant for people who want to learn the whole feral rotation and all of the abilities, maybe fill in all the honor talents, and really just get started on PvP. There's a lot less to maintain here. You're going to be running with Sabertooth, so you're not going to have to refresh your bleeds. Soul of the Forest gives you a bunch of energy, and you won't have to worry about reapplying Savage Roar or going into Incarnation and worrying about that. So Soul of the Forest gives you a lot of energy, so you're able to spread a lot of different bleeds. Blood Scent will increase your critical strike by 10% for melee abilities, which is really good for combo point generation. And Lunar Inspiration is one of those things that maybe you should ease yourself into and learn to use because it does involve kiting. I mean, you will be getting the hang of kiting with Blood Scent. This spec, you need to learn how to get your kiting down, you need to learn how to get your bleed management up, and really just learn the rotation. The Soul of the Forest, you're going to be able to pick up the pace as fast as you want to go, and you're going to get used to this pretty quickly. We have Wild Charge here because you're going to be wanting to jump from enemy to enemy. You can even go into travel form and jump away from enemies, go back into cat form, or even bear form. So Wild Charge is very nice. You should be using this quite often. I keybind it down to my shift 3, and it's really easy to press, and it's always available. I also have Guardian Affinity picked out here, and the reason why I go with Guardian Affinity is because I feel like it's very strong. I also go with the honor talent Tooth and Claw, which I think is amazing. So if you run Tooth and Claw and Guardian Affinity together at the same time, you have a very easy to maintain bear form. Set your bear form bars up before you get into PvP. You're going to want to have Mangle, Iron Fur, Frenzied Regeneration, Enraged Maw. You're going to want everything down on your bars along with Thrash. And you can have the same key binding for Thrash on cat form and bear form if you want to. I also go with Mighty Bash because I feel like Mighty Bash is strong, it's a stun, and who doesn't like stuns? It can get you out from taking a bunch of damage. You can use it right before you're kiting. There's a whole bunch of situations where Mighty Bash just works out great, and I pick it up all the time. And then, like I said, we go with Soul of the Forest because I feel like Soul of the Forest gives you a lot of energy. It makes it a lot quicker, so you're able to spread bleeds a lot. You're able to generate ferocious bites, with Sabertooth deals 15% more damage and refreshes your rip. Since you're not running with Jagged Wounds, you're going to be able to bleed up more people with the chance of it falling off less, so you can bleed up a bunch of people, find a kill target such as a healer, go hard on the healer with some Sabertooths. If you want to refresh bleeds on anybody else, turn around, give them a quick ferocious bite, refresh that rip. The bleeds are going to last quite a bit of time, so you're going to have time to run back and forth and refresh it. Once you get used to Feral Druid, you know, in arenas, the choice talent usually is Jagged Wounds if you're running with a healer, but Sabertooth is a great talent for Battlegrounds. We also have down here Blood Talons, and I feel like Blood Talons is a good talent to get used to early, so that's why I'm throwing this in here. You already have a lot of stuff that you really don't have to maintain, so adding Blood Talons in is going to be a good step forward. Blood Talons will empower your next two cat form abilities after you cast a regrowth, and what you do is you make your way up to 5 combo points. Whenever you use a 5 combo point finisher, you're going to get Predatory Swiftness, which will allow you to cast 1 free cast regrowth or Entangling Roots. You can use it on Entangling Roots, but a lot of the times when available, use it every time on regrowth to get the 2 blood talons procs, because they will increase your damage by 50%. So instead of putting up rips on targets, you should put blood talons, empowered rips, and also rakes on your targets, because this will be a lot more damage in the long run. So I will use blood talons, rip as many people as I can, get to the healer, saber tooth them down. I will use blood talons on ferocious bite as well. You know, once you have the bleeds up there, you might as well be using it on one of your strongest abilities, which at this point is ferocious bite. Let's move right on into the honor talents here. I'll go over this pretty quickly and then we'll move on to the rotation. I'll talk about some important spells that you should be keybinding and using as a feral druid, and we'll just have a little bit of a discussion. Okay, so here we have all of the honor talents unlocked, and luckily you're going to be using these first 4 here pretty much all of the time, so you're not going to have to worry too much about getting these unlocked. But once you get into arenas and, you know, start making your way into higher rated games and, you know, you start doing other things, you're going to need all of these honor talents unlocked. But first we go with Gladiator's Medallion. It's an easy choice for beginners. You know, you can get out of a stun, a fear, anything, and it has a 2-minute cooldown. Next we move down to Hardiness, and I believe this one's best because, you know, it'll keep you on your toes, keeping yourself healed up. You want to keep yourself regrowth, so you know you're going to be healing a lot, and Hardiness is just good, especially if you have a healer with you too. And then we have Tooth and Claw because it pairs well with Bear Form, and you know, then you're not going to have to worry about juggling Protector of the Grove or Thorns, which are also great honor talents. But for this guide, we're going to go with Tooth and Claw, which in its own is actually a very good talent too, and I find myself using it all the time. And now down here we have Savage Momentum. Interrupting a spell with Skull Bash resets the cooldown of Tiger's Fury, which by the way is very important. Savage Momentum, or Tiger's Fury rather, does give you a damage increase, and it refreshes a bunch of energy, so it's really good. So whenever you see an interrupt, go ahead and take that Skull Bash and go ahead and interrupt them up. Down here we go with Enraged Maim. Although King of the Jungle and Earth and Grasp are good, in fact Earth and Grasp is really good against melee like paladins or, you know, warriors in battleground situations. And Maim can be tough to juggle in Battlegrounds because it is an incapacitate, which can be interrupted and somebody can hit him and it falls off. And down here we have Ferocious Wound. Whenever you use a 5 combo point Ferocious Bite, it reduces the target's maximum health by 25%, though Fresh Wound is also a great talent to pick up. That 60% increased critical strike on a rake to a target that doesn't already have rake on it is really good, especially if you're going around bleeding everybody up. You know, you're going to get 2 combo points for going around and bleeding somebody up with a rake, because, you know, if you get a crit, you know, it will give you 2 combo points rather than 1. So Fresh Wound is great for combo points and great for running around bleeding everybody up and just causing a shit ton of damage. Alright, and now let's make our way down to the training dummy. I'll talk about the rotation a little bit and some spells that are important to use as a feral druid. Alright guys, now let's talk rotation. We're basically going to get our bleeds up on everybody. We're going to use our blood talons at 4 or 5 combo points so that we can use it to empower either Rip, Ferocious Bite, or Rake. And when we have the ability to use Ashamane's Frenzy, we definitely want to use it on Ashamane's Frenzy. So we're going to go starting on this target. We have no blood talons. We're basically making our way up to 5 combo points. So I'm going to do the 5th combo point here, which is a Rake. You can see all of my abilities here, and now I'm going to rip up this target. These are not empowered by blood talons, so I will make my way back into it. We're going to go all the way up to 5, use the regrowth, and rip. See, we have our blood talons up here for the next ability. I already used it on my rip, so let's use it on Rake next. Those both have blood talons on them. So now we can move over here. I'm going to use a Tiger's Fury just for the health of it. And we get the Rake on there with the blood talons rip as well, because I did use regrowth prior to that. Now we have a free proc for regrowth again. We have 5 seconds on it. Let's move over here. I'm going to use it this time at 2 combo points. Ashmane's Frenzy to 5. And now we'll put a blood talons rip on there, which also increases damage if you have the artifact talents for Bloodletter's Frailty. But this guy's running out. I'm running a little slow here, so these rips are falling off, but let's get this going quick. I'm going to regrowth. There goes the bleeds, fresh bleeds. I'm just going to redo this. Fresh bleeds this guy too. Regrowth, rip, rake. This guy all the way up to 5. There's 4. Regrowth, rake, rip. Blood talents. Now let's go to this guy. This guy needs another rake, and I'm going to have to refresh his rip. Ooh, I don't know what happened there. Sometimes I can get a little buggy, but there's a ferocious bite to refresh rip, and I put a new rake on him. 4 combo points. Regrowth, Tiger's Fury this time, rake, ferocious bite to refresh it. But I did use my blood talons on that ferocious bite. I let this guy get off, but you know, we're just talking about this. But let me show you right now how easy it is to get so many of these bleeds up. I'm going to refresh this guy. Boom. Let's move on to the next one. I'm going to go to this guy first. I'm going to pop a berserk too, just because I feel like getting some extra damage in, guys. So keep it going, refreshed, nice, alright, refresh this guy, boom, refreshed. This guy's got 7 seconds left. He needs to have a boom, a refresh, boom, ferocious bite. And look at how strong these ferocious bites are. You may not be doing as much damage as me, especially if you don't have the artifact talents filled out all the way. If you don't have as much gear, you know, it is all a grind. You're going to have to work your way through maybe some mythic dungeons or do a bunch of PvP before you can get some good gear in. But I do recommend mythics. They're easy to do. You can do regular mythics and get good gear, and it's pretty easy to find a group usually. But we're going to keep going. You know, I got a free cast on a thrash. Let's thrash him on up. But you see, everybody here has bleeds. We're sharing. Sharon is Karen. So we're going to keep going here. That guy's fell off because I'm talking. I'm showing off too much, guys. But it is simple to maintain. You just go from target to target bleeding. Although, let's say that there's a healer here. Oh man, this healer just walked in. You know, you can go in really hard on him. Let's do some burst here. We have 2 combo points. Let's use an Ashmane's Frenzy and another Ferocious Bite. And let's just drill into this guy. You know what I mean? We can do a lot of damage really fast. And, you know, sometimes you'll run out of energy, but not always. You're usually going to have a steady stream of energy, especially with your Soul of the Forest. It doesn't have the most damage out of any build, though. You do have Berserk to increase your damage by quite a bit. You are doing a lot of damage spreading bleeds if you're able to. You're able to drill into healers very easily, and it helps you get used to the rotation. With low gear, you're not going to be doing top tier damage anyway. If you're not new to, or if you are new to PvP, you're not going to be doing anything crazy right now. So using this rotation and this build makes it a lot easier. And of course, you can go bear form when you're low on energy or anything's going on, and you can mangle. You can use your enraged maul from Tooth and Claw to do a lot of damage. You got thrash as well, which hits a bunch of targets. Frenzied Regeneration, which is really nice for healing yourself, and Survival Instincts, which you want to have available for going into your defensives, because you will be taking a lot of damage. It's important to kite, it's important to run around. You do have dash, which will put you into cat form and can only be used in cat form, but you can go in and out of it and you will still have dash on. Along with dash, you will also have Stampeding Roar, which puts you into bear form, and it can be used in any form. So let's say I go cat, I could still use it. It does have a lower duration, but it is really nice to use. You can also stealth from any form, like you can be in bear form and press stealth, so having your stealth available is nice. You also have an ability called Remove Corruption, which can get rid of effects on a friendly target or yourself, all curses or poison effects. So it does work on rogue poisons, you know. You can use it on a lot of different things, Curse of Agony, all sorts of stuff. And as well, you do have you know, your regrowth. You have your Berserk, which increases your damage. It's a very good burst, and everything works out perfectly, and you just need to put it all together and make it your own. Let's move on to the artifact weapon really quick. I'll talk about which direction I chose to go, just in case some of you are interested. You do want to grind out your artifact power if you can, get it caught up, because it is very important. Each one of these talents does increase your stamina, so you want to get as many ranks as possible. What I do is I make my way up to Ashmane's Frenzy, go all the way down, and get open wounds. I come all the way to Ashman's Bite though. I do pick up Feral Instinct after that, so I make my way down, boom, 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 and around. Feral Instinct. And then I go ahead and I get, I went with Feral Power, and then I went to Hardened Roots. You know, I did grab Sharpened Claws as well, because I do run a Brutal Slash build quite a bit. But then you make your way up to Honed Instinct, you know, you get that Shadow Thrash last, I feel. And then when you unlock these abilities, you know, I went straight for Bloodletter's Frailty. I do like the burst increase of Asherman's Frenzy, and I'm already used to using strong abilities after I proc my Asherman's Frenzy anyways. It's very good for that extra burst. And then from there, I went in to Tear the Flesh, and you know, I'm pretty much making my way from there. I did go and get Razor Fangs as well, because I do like top tier bleed damage guys, so that's what I went with. And you know what, I'm not sure where to go next, but I'm sure we can figure it all out together. I hope you guys enjoyed this guide. Make sure that you have all of your abilities learned, get them keybinded, get used to what you have to do as a Feral Druid in PvP. There is some kiting involved, there is bleeding, there is some CC, you do have your roots, you do have your maim. Your roots and maim are great for using against melee that are coming at you. If you use Earthen Grasp, the honor talent, it is good for reducing the hit chance on targets who are rooted up, so you do want to take advantage of that. And Enraged Maim is good in World PvP, and sometimes in Battlegrounds if you can coordinate one that goes its full duration. I hope you all enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, say hi, and subscribe. Join the Feral Druid Army. Join me on the live streams. We have a lot of fun. I like to help people get geared up, and I like to run Battlegrounds with the Feral Druid Army. So let's do it, guys. Let's have a lot of fun in PvP. I hope this helps everybody out. If you know a Feral in need, don't hesitate to send my guide their way. Alright guys, peace out. Meow.